just a bit more on scanning. And something more about vetting that I forgot to mention, there will be a compulsory represent after leg 3. The whole time after leg 3 is 1 hour. We want to see you for the represent at 50 minutes. Okay, or at 50 minutes. Doesn't mean you have to go out after 1 hour, but we want to see you at 50 minutes. And we want everybody, the start is at midnight. We want you all out the gate, or we want you all out of the ride base by 12:15 for those who aren't going to go out straight away. Yeah, if whoever's coming to the veterinary with the horse, have the bib on, please. Sometimes we don't always insist on that prior to rides, but have the right bib on.
We insist on it all the time.
Richard.
On this question scanner, what happens in the event of a dead heat?
There'll be 2 winners, I guess.
No, we can't hold hands to the scanner. So
No,
You don't have to do that. You just have to tell the timekeepers that you've come in together. You don't have to hold hands anymore.
Unless you want to.
and he enjoys it.
Who are you riding with, Richard?
different division.
Now, Anne, have I not covered anything that I should have covered?
I'll give it a whirl and see what happens.
Okay, and so Anne will say something in a minute. Are there any other questions? Yeah.
Settled or unsettled when they present after the surgery?
Unsettled.
Let me do my bit and then we'll see if we've left anything out.
They're masking out questions.
Just on the actual start itself, if you don't want to be a part of the off start, just hang back a little bit down the track. If you want to be literally one of the front runners, that's fine. Quite a few of us prefer to let the storm pass and then follow out a couple of minutes later. So just keep that in mind. Don't be on the start line at exactly 12 o'clock unless you want to be part of the hot start. Thank you.
How, Andrew? We're all the storm.
Then it'll be perfect. It'll be a big storm.
That mobile phone person is disqualified.
Can everybody turn their mobiles off now? Thanks.
All right, you can tell it's serious. I wrote notes. All right. You can sit with me? Okay. Thank you so much for being here. This is the 55th running of the Tom Quilty Gold Cup. We're sad that some of our family can't be here, but we're really grateful that some of our endurance family has come to share this with us. So thanks very much for the South Australians for dragging yourselves and your horses across the Nullarbor, and for our Taswegian mates to come and be part of the show as well. It's a pretty awesome turn up, and I think you should all be extraordinarily proud, every single person, to be here, to have a go, to get this up and running. It's a fantastic thing, and it really is. It really is a Quilty, guys. Like, wow. Carl's already introduced the team. I did threaten that they had to come up here and stand up here, but I won't make them do that now. We are very fortunate to have an experienced vet team who will vet with care, but with rigour. So be very assured that whatever's happening there is exactly on the money. This isn't a pretender's game. It's not a beginner's ride, and it's not a pretender's game. We'll be vetting you carefully and considerately, but with the rigour that's required. Rita, congratulations, is our 2IC, which is awesome, and Kyle is our foreign vet, essentially. And so, just like at an FEI ride, where you often have all locals and one foreign vet, we're going to kind of run it a bit like that. So that when there are 3 vet votes to be done, there'll be myself as head vet, Kyle as foreign vet, and Rita as 2IC, or Kyle and I plus the line vet. That's kind of how things will try and work out, so that you make sure that we've got a fairly consistent team of people making those decisions. As Mark has told you, no one vet will eliminate a horse. That's not because we expect there's any bias, but it's to give you the fairest opportunity all the way through. If a horse's heart rate is above the allowable maximum at the check at 60, and that's your final go, then a second vet will come and check on that for you. So 60 is the allowable maximum at every check throughout. We will do the run out and take the second heart rate for the CRI. That can be above 60, that's okay. That just tells us that that horse is not recovering quite as well as it might. So so if you go 60, 68, don't have a panic. Okay, so that's okay. And at every check, including the compulsory represent though, 60 is the allowable maximum. All right. So then we'll have votes for all the other things with 3 vets involved. All of that's pretty standard. Okay, we've got vet going to hold, we did that already. The hold times, as you would have seen, are 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes off the third leg with a compulsory represent. And that compulsory represent is 10 minutes before your official out time. It's the complete check and the horse is naked. I don't care really, so that's fine. I believe you're supposed to wear a collar and boots. And your rider number. Anything else is optional, I believe. Okay, remember at the end, so at all the other checks you get 2 goes on the heart rate, and there is no time penalty, so you can go 64, made a mistake, you'll sit around and come straight in, but then if it's still 64 or gone up, that's your lot. If you want to take time, that's okay, so you might come in 64 and then take the rest of your 30 minutes to make sure that the heart rate is now 56. Okay, fine, and then it's all gone through. At the very end, your heart rate that we take at the first time is your only chance. So it's your choice, come in straight away, or let the horse relax a bit and get the heart rate down. If it's cold, you know the usual thing, it might stiffen up, so that's your balance to take, okay? That's your choice, which unfortunately you only get the 1 go at the very end. And I haven't seen very experienced riders at the end of a Quilty vet out because they've come in too quickly. So just be conscious of that. Okay, what else?
One thing, there is only 1 go at heart rate at that compulsory represent too. You don't get 2 goes there.
Yes, correct. So when you come back for your compulsory represent, if you've trotted the horse up to make sure it's not lame, don't come rushing in then and have a high heart rate. It's 60 at every check and just that 1 go at that compulsory represent. If there's any concerns about the gait, we'll say after you've done your run, we'll be doing all the metabolics and then say I'm going to ask for the horse to be run again for a vote, and you can be thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done? What do I need to do? How am I trotted out best the next time? Because that's when we'll take the vote. Okay, we've said what the holds are. After leg 3, that compulsory represent is there for everyone, but if you've got any horses that we're concerned about that might not be recovering well, we will ask them to come back for a requested represent. And then the horse comes back the same again, it is everything, and come back about 10 minutes before your official out time, please. And then we'll check on that and make sure everything's all right. Okay? Righty-ho. Has anyone got any questions? Oh, here we go. What now?
Waiting for questions for you.
Isn't he sweet? He thinks I need backup.
We don't know him.
Christopher.
Whole time after leg 4.
It's 30 minutes, yeah. So you'll have a total of 3 hours of hold times, but because that's a shorter leg, leg 4 into quite a short leg, 30 minutes, we don't want the horse to be in here getting bored and stiff. Yep. Yes, mate?
If we get asked to run again, is it okay for our strapper with swap these?
Absolutely. So while you run your horse out and I go, yes, we're going to need to see that again. So while other things are happening, you can say, I'll get my strapper to run. Okay, no worries. Get your strapper there, swap the bibs, and run. Yep. We've seen a few instances. We asked a few people to come back today, and people said, oh yeah, maybe I didn't run as fast, or I ran faster than usual. All of those sorts of things. That's a really critical thing. So be conscious of what you're doing as your horse is becoming more tired. The correct speed for your horse to make it look as good as possible. I have to compliment the team that have organised the vet ring. Some of you might have heard some of my descriptive terms at Easter when it was a little lumpy, and it is awesome now. The horses will be able to present on their merits. So great job to everybody who's been involved in getting that all sorted. Does anyone else have any questions about the actual vetting process? If there's any treatments required, Joan is there. Joan is an extremely experienced treatment vet. She's worked all around the country doing these jobs and learning as much as possible about making sure your horses can be treated with great effect. Arun will be available out on track if we need someone to go out there and look after a horse. If a horse needs to be referred for anything, West Coast Vets up in town have agreed to be the referral hospital and provide any backup that we need, which is awesome on their part. But hopefully Joan and Arun are going to be bored senseless, and so they're going to come down and tell us jokes and bet in the vet ring, so that'll all be good. Yes, mate? Yes?
Yeah, sorry. If you withdraw on horse for a reason, does the horse necessarily have to go to the horse hospital, or...?
So if you withdraw at any point, the horse, if it can, should come to the vet ring, and we will look at the horse and then decide whether that is a withdrawn or a vet out. If the horse then requires a veterinary attention, we will send you to the hospital. Excuse me. I have no intention of sending every metabolic vet out or every scratch to the hospital, but there will be instances where horses do need attention. If the horse is very ill or needs attention straight away, we're not fanning about with that. You go straight to Joni and she'll fix you. All right? That all good? I had some other notes I made. I cut them down a bit. We decided, we were talking at a ride a while ago, it might have even been in the marathon, about how this works. And we reckon the 3 Ps: partnership, patience and persistence. And I think that sums up getting the TQ20/21, because it's been a fairly long road for us, hasn't it? We have some awesome sponsors who've stuck with us for a whole extra year. What a great partnership with our local people to say this is something that they wanted to support, and they've stuck with us. South 32 have stuck with us for a whole extra year. All of our other sponsors have been there as partners. We've got a great partnership within the Quilty team. Jane reckons that she didn't lead us, but she kind of did. Yeah, I think she's used to whipping Norbert, so...
And I like it.
Patience, because it's taken a fair bit, hasn't it, to really get your horses here. And how awesome. Every horse which presented to vetting this morning looked fantastic and vetted through. We've all got to start. Thank goodness for that. And persistence. Takes a bit of that, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
I like the P word.
You like the P's? And then you might get a pass. And a prize. This is now the Noongar season of Camberang, is the name here, and it's the flowering. And so you'll all have seen and see the donkey orchids and the spider orchids and things. It is the most beautiful time of year to be here, and thanks to everyone who's allowing us to use their land and their country and to be part of it, because it is fantastic. Yes, it probably will rain, both literally and metaphorically, but that's what makes the flowers grow. So we'll put up with that, hey?
Yeah.
Now, I was looking there and I got a bit choked up, you know, because it's actually real. This is not a pretend quilty. This is the Quilty Cup. You can hardly see the join. It is absolutely awesome. We have ARA's blessing to run the 55th Emerald Quilty in Collie in Western Australia. This is the absolute real deal, guys. One of you will go home with that cup and you will have earned it, no matter what anybody says. You bust your ass.
That was, just for the record, that was never in doubt.
There's our ARA Vice President. But it's the social media warriors that want to say this, that and the other that don't listen to that. It is in no doubt. Whoever wins that cup deserves every piece of it.
Yes.
Okay? Those buckles that you're all going to get,
Yes.
they are real quilty buckles, and you will have earned every atom of the metal in those things, and every kilometre may have hurt. But I have been saying, sometimes people keep saying, is it a proper quilty? And I say,
Yes.
my sweetie, it's the improper quilty.
God, what a tough act to follow. It's going to be highly anticlimactic. Two of the many things that I forgot to mention. when you at both your compulsory represent and any requested represent, you don't scan. Okay? Because that will upset the software as well. And the other thing I didn't, or one of the other thing I remember that I didn't remember was weighing. Everybody will weigh as usual at the end of the ride, and some of you, perhaps all of you, will weigh at least one other time, maybe 2 or 3 more times through the ride. So the point being that you can expect to be weighed at any time, so just bear that in mind as well. Any final questions before we think about having a walkthrough? All right,
Great,
Brian.
Kaz.